In the grand tapestry of magic and lore, Sasha Williams' tale is a dichotomy of light and shadow, affection and isolation, wisdom and folly. Born into the noble lineage of the Williams, Sasha found herself surrounded by opulence, yet devoid of warmth. Her earliest recollections painted a world so grand yet quietly desolate, a life resplendent with privilege but echoingly empty of companionship. Her father's wise governance filled every hall with admiration, but love demanded more than Sasha's father could give. A mother's absence is an empty warmth, and Sasha grew familiar with the comfort of solitude until her solitude was peopled by books and the whimsical realms they unveiled. Such was her existence until the fateful day illness encroached like a wraith, threatening to steal away what little she claimed as her own. It was then that an unexpected ally emerged, the dark elf herbalist whose potions outstripped mere mortal understanding. To her, Sasha owed not just her life, but the reconfiguration of that life into something altogether unexpected. The herbalist's entry into Duke William's heart and home transformed Sasha's life. The family's burgeoning new chapter introduced Camilla, a stepsister whose itched-out-of-books imagination paralleled her own. Their sisterhood was a stroke of destiny, a fearless communion that forged days of study in magic and mirth. Their shared fascination with the arcane soon sent them tumbling down the treacherous paths of magical discovery. Fewer things bound them more securely than the day their conjuring misfired, a summoning of raw bone and terror. The bone monster, both teacher and tyrant, was their trial by fire. Upon defeating it, they tasted the rebuke of concerned parents, but also the embers of their potent potential. Of course, destiny is marked by departures. Camilla's accession to Dagmar Orcslayer's stewardship presented an inevitable schism. Sasha, left with an echo of absence and the parched hankering for mastery in magic, attracted other eyes, those of the necromancer Lloyd and his witch consort Winnie. They beheld in Sasha a seething cauldron of untapped prowess, and with parental resistance barely masked in hesitation, they laid forth a proposal that Sasha's heart could not ignore. Sasha's resolve was an unquenchable fire, and clandestine escape into the shadows of the dark forest marked her rebirth as an apprentice. With Lloyd and Winnie's tutelage, Sasha slipped into the folds of necromancy and witchcraft, weaving her existence with the threads that fate tossed into her hands. For 10 years, the Arcane was her bread and air, a decade coloured with the creation of undead minions from skeletal fragments and waltzing through shadows with an innocence shaded by an uncanny mastery of death's art. But magic, like life, is a fragile thing, vulnerable to caustic intents. Rivalry unearthed cruelty, and the sinister tendrils of poison wove tragedy into Sasha's mentors, who, at the close of their eyes, entrusted her with unfinished teachings and a curse entwined with chains. Her grief was as sharp as her determination to rectify the wrongs thrown at her fate. Yet, despair tainted her grasp on reality, as the curse siphoned life from her limb, leaving nothing but bone in its ghastly wake. The skeletal hand, a harbinger of what lay ahead, drove Sasha to a desperate quest. Love could perhaps reverse the necromantic thread, twisting through her soul. Returning home yielded not solace, but a grave bearing her father's name, and the mantle of responsibility on Theo's young shoulders. Her reunion with Camilla remained as elusive as the chimeras in dusty tomes, and the Bone Witch was the title she acquired, an epithet marking her journey through life's precarious edges and love's illusory promises. Yet, love unfound and unrequited carved despair deep within her chest, a hollow cry as her flesh yielded to the skeletal curse. The metamorphosis cascading in a public tragedy, her resurrection as the Lich Queen heralded chaos's dominion and obliterated the good nature of Sasha to the cruelties of the undead monarchy. From Bone Castle, she ruled with terror until the Ballad of Hope emerged, Camilla, fierce and devoted, leading stalwart companions into the eye of chaos. With loyalty reforged in the crucible of time and the piercing desire to reclaim her sister's heart, Camilla carried the eternal hope of redemption, not only for Sasha, but for all they once cherished together.